You're watching Strictly Security. Thank you for staying with us. Ever since US President Trump unveiled his long-awaited deal of the century, the word of the day in the Israeli parliament is annexation. So how will this move affect Israel's security? With me in the studio are Reserve Major General Gershon Cohen, a senior research fellow at the Begin Sadat Institute, and Reserve Brigadier General Rachel Dolev, former Chief Military Defense Attorney and currently a part of Commanders for Israel Security Organization. Welcome both of you for joining me. Gershon, why yes to annexation?
Because we are here in order to stay. And time just arrived in a junction that we must explain and do something by fact to declare that we are really here in order to stay. It is not something temporary. And the whole story is not just about security, the whole story of Zionism and Israel. Security is by product, because security could be achieved in Los Angeles, maybe cheaper. Security could be achieved in a way also by declaring that we are here in order to stay, bringing the others to recognize ourselves as a fact.
Rachel, why no?
Why no? First of all, the CIS welcomes any step toward peace and separation and path to two nations agreement. And it's against a unilateral steps. And this is the annexation. Unilateral annexation can lead to a domino effect that will endanger the whole area and all the future. And I would like to say that de facto Israel dominates the whole occupied territory anyway. So what is the difference? The unilateral annexation is just a political game.
But one, Rachel Dolev will tell you that we have now a golden opportunity with the US president who is very much in favor of Israel, and he will support such a move. And if he will support such a move, we should do it, because in the future nobody knows what will happen.
We heard from Ambassador Friedman that he's against unilateral annexation. He said you have to wait to agreement to the other side to come to table to negotiate and not to do anything that will risk the future and will risk and endanger Israel's security. And we, the commanders, believe that unilateral annexation will risk a lot of things in security, like the peace with Jordan, that we all know what we achieved from it. It can lead to collapse of the Palestinian Authority, to third intifada. And anyway, Israel will have to occupy again the whole territories. Even if we will annex only 60%, only the Jordan Valley or only Area C, you don't focus the future and don't do anything unilateral.
Yes. Gershon Cohen, why doing it with so many risks at the table that might happen? They might not happen, but they might do happen.
Yes, they could happen, but all life is about risk. Even by just taking decision to enter to marriage, it is a risk. You don't know what will happen the next day, because it is open to emerging new phenomena. You can never really bring a program for 50 years marriage. The same about life. And sometimes you are in a moment in which you have to bring your truth about the whole story. Beyond that, if we are just regarding this attitude, I'm also presenting other groups like Mivtachi and Bitronistim that are presenting a different attitude of retired professional officers. My attitude is absolutely different. They want separation. I don't want separation. The main example of separation, binary separation, happened in Gaza. And it is creating really huge danger
So
to
you
Israel. I
you-
prefer the situation as it is in Judea and Samaria and following Yitzhak Rabin, because what Rabin declared in his last speech in Knesset, 5 October 1995, 1 month before he was murdered, I'm just going with it. He said that Jerusalem must be united, including Givat Ze'ev and Ma'ale Adumim. It means a metropolitan, undivided.
Yes.
Jordan Valley, in its broadest interpretation, it means until not only Alon Road to Alon Moreh. It means
Yeah,
no
but he spoke of
isolated.
Israeli custody, not of annexation, which is different.
No, but Zone C, it is our interest today. Anyhow, there is a Palestinian Authority in Zone A and B.
But I want to ask you, if you go back to President Trump, he spoke of two ingredients. One, annexation. The second one, a Palestinian state. The Israeli right wing support annexation, but they oppose a Palestinian state. It's a part of
I'm
the deal.
thinking like Ben Gurion in 1937, in 1947, to say yes, and I'm really sure that life are bringing new surprises. And at the end, I'm thinking like Ben Gurion, that you can bring only a kind of understanding about the next steps between us and the Arabs, not about dreams. My dream and the Palestinian dreams will never be really settled. They want all Israel, this land, this is our homeland, and they want.
Let's go back to Ben Gurion vision. Good things to say, because we, the commanders, we think like Ben Gurion. We want a secure land, democratic, with majority of
He
Jews.
never spoke like that.
And what you offer us is a one nation bilateral with majority of Arabs.
Actually not, because Gaza
yes.
is already a state, de
Gaza-
facto
no.
state. Palestinian
Listen,
Authority is a
Gaza-
state, a semi-state in
It's
Zone
not
A
a
and B.
semi-state.
And
You
regarding
want a bilateral one nation
No, but
with majority of Arab. It will become non-democratic state,
No,
non-Jewish, non-democratic,
No, because,
and to secure the IDF will have a very difficult. It will be very difficult to work.
Actually not. Regarding security, there is no way to withdraw from Judea and Samaria. The IDF is not so strong that can handle the northern front, the Gaza front, and a new front in Judea and Samaria if we will withdraw.
Even Bibi endorsed the American plan, which contained two countries, Israel and
I can say,
Palestinian,
okay.
on 70%.
But Jerusalem will be undivided,
on
Jordan
70
Valley with us. No one uprooted
So what will you
the settlement.
do with the 3 million or
They have
half
a
million
Palestinian Authority.
in Jerusalem? They will be in
No, they
Palestinian.
will be Israeli citizens.
But
I
also
love,
will
give-
I
there
love
will
the
be a
Arabs.
sin-
I like to be with
Yes,
them.
they will.
I want to stop you both. I want to ask you, Gershon. Israel forever has opposed others, like the Americans, to force a deal on us. And currently, Israel spoke bilaterally to the Egyptians, to the Palestinians, to the Jordanians. Currently, there is a deal forced by someone. Tomorrow, there might be another American president who will force the opposite.
Could be, but actually, I'm not taking it as a present. I'm taking it as an opportunity to create new coordination. For me, what is important in Trump declaration is that he came back to Balfour Declaration to say that what we need here is not just a safe shelter. We need here redemption. Redemption means Tel Aviv is a gate to Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is a Mount of Temple, not just Rehavia. Without that, Tel Aviv is Brooklyn on the Mediterranean. This is a whole story. And I like the way that part agree with this vision. We are speaking about the vision and what will be after. Life is
I
open.
want to ask you about the other side. You do not represent the Palestinians, but still, you speak of peace and peace talks, etc., etc. Abu Mazen and the Palestinians are the biggest no-nos in the world. They don't want anything. So we might want peace and to hug everybody, but there is no one to hug.
But I'm not talking about peace. I'm talking about security, Israel, and separation from the main population of the Palestinians.
It already happened by Rabin.
But annexation, unilateral annexation, will not lead to any separation, but a lot of another Palestinian, about 500,000, will be under our government.
Point made. Gershon Cohen, Rachel Dolev, thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
joining me.
much.